Hey guys, this is my presentation for case study 2, which kind of dives deeper into the idea of product placement towards children. The case itself is about a fictional TV network called Dumont, and it brings up the ethical decision-making process for why a network allows product placement in its children television shows. So what we're going to do is run through the Potter box model of reasoning to hit on all 4 steps, and that will give us a better understanding of how ethical decisions are made, as well as test the moral standing of choosing to use product placement. So first, let's define the situation. Basically, Dumont is your average television network, much like the CW or Ion Television. Dumont used to have great success with its Saturday morning time slot with shows targeted towards children, but recently it started losing money. In order to stop the bleeding, some executives decide that product placement is the route to go. This brings up the question of, is it morally right to have the product placement on programs targeted towards children? It is also important to note that we are looking at this from the perspective of the head of children's programming with Dumont. Now, we got a lot of values that we can bring into the Potter box, and some are moral values such as truth and fairness, but I also want to focus on the professional code of ethics for advertisers. Basically, the preamble alone states, the one constant is transparency and the need to conduct ourselves, our businesses, and our relationships with consumers in a fair, honest, and forthright manner. Next, we're going to look at the different principles and how we can use these principles in this context. So, you could use a bunch of different methods, but I'm primarily going to focus on Mill's principle of utility and Aristotle's mean. You can also see some of Kant's categorical imperative, though, which is important. Basically, utilitarianism is what's best for the aggregate whole, and Aristotle's mean is finding a good balance through practicing moderation. Now, we're going to look at what the loyalties that we have as head of children's programming in our decision-making process. So first, we have a duty to ourselves and our organization to succeed. We also, however, have a duty to society to be as upfront and honest as possible. So, you might ask, is this ethical? Well, after working through the entire Potter box, I've concluded that product placement is acceptable in children's programming based on Kant's categorical imperative that advertising to children is universally acceptable, but I want to initiate more of an Aristotle's mean approach by limiting the amount in order to end advertisements' control of the airwaves. Product placement as a whole for me is necessary, and it will allow Dumont to get back on its feet, and according to our loyalty towards the company, paired with Mill's principle of utility, that's exactly what we're aiming for.